Okay, so boom. This is going to be birth story number 4 that I hope inspires you, moms out there, expectant moms out there, because birth is real, okay? Very sacred, but very real. And I just feel like society really be downplaying it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, welcome to Truth Be Told, the Paige Malliah Show. I am your highness, Paige Malliah, and I'm here to inspire you to go higher. So we're gonna get into birth number 4 story because it was totally unexpected, just as the pregnancy was unexpected. If you haven't seen that video, there will be a link in the description box below, so you can check that out and see how I found out I was pregnant and did not know it. So birth story number 4. Like I said, completely unexpected labor and delivery, but nigga, we made it, okay? Home birth, free birth. Y'all know how I do, okay? So, this 4th birth was very different for me because I experienced what you would call a prodromal labor. I never really heard of it except but one time in my life, and that was within my 3rd pregnancy because me and my best friend Ray, our pregnancies kind of be in sync. So both of our 3rd child was born within like a month or so. Yeah, about a month or so of each other. And when I was checking on her after she had her baby, because she had her baby a month before me, I was checking on her and she told me that she was having prodromal labor. And I was like, oh, okay, I never really heard of that or whatever. So what a prodromal labor is basically an extended labor where it starts, but it doesn't intensify. And sometimes prodromal labor can last anywhere from days to a week, or I don't know if it's more than that, but just know that you're in labor for a very long time and you're trying to get your baby out. Or I'm going to say this, your body is trying to tell you, your body is having the waves basically. And so you're thinking your baby gonna come out and your baby's still in there for like days to a week or whatever. So, yeah, so that was my first time hearing about a prodromal labor, but this is my first experience with a prodromal labor. So long story short, like my water broke, or it broke, but it was trickling. It started trickling on a Friday. My mucus plug had already like been coming out for at least like a month or so, but it was just like pieces. But as the weeks were going along, the pieces were bigger. So the weeks up until birthday, I was really like, okay, she coming, and she wasn't coming. So one Friday, finally got the indication like, okay, she for real coming, when my water broke or started trickling. And I remember the difference between this one and my 3rd pregnancy, my 3rd birth, because with my 3rd birth, that was my first time experiencing a water breakage, like the feeling. And this time I just knew it wasn't like the last time. I was just trickling. And so then I ended up trickling just for days, and the waves were like coming. If you know me, or if I'm ever your doula, you will never hear me say the word contractions. I'm always going to say waves. So that's what I mean when I say waves. But yeah, so it was like trickling the whole weekend. And the waves would come, and the intensity would, like the intensity of it would just stay the same. It for me, I have a high pain tolerance, so it just felt like cramping. But I could tell like my body was moving along, but I also could tell like she wasn't coming down. So I'm just doing my thing, the workouts or movements or whatever, to try to get her to, move along, but I could not keep the waves consistent at all. They would be like every 5 to 10 minutes, and then it would be 20, and then 5 to 10 minutes again, I could feel my body trying to intensify, but it wasn't. And this is why it's very important to have you a birth bestie by your side so you can know how to manage, I'm going to say labor, period, because there's different stages of labor. So early stages would be where my water was trickling, but it ended up going through to like Saturday and then Sunday. And I'm like, okay, still stuff is not really like moving along. So I said, if Monday come and my baby still not trying to come out, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the institution to make sure everything's straight. And I didn't have any like worrying or fears, because number one, I know what I'm doing. Number two, she was still moving around in there just fine. She hadn't slowed down. She was still very active. So I wasn't really trying to rush into the institutions if I absolutely didn't have to. I didn't have no bleeding or anything like that. My fluids they were clear. Like, so everything was fine. I felt fine. It was just like, I cannot get these waves to stay consistent. So, and if you've seen my video about how I didn't know I was pregnant, I expressed how I was stressed throughout this pregnancy more than usual. I had issues with my blood pressure when I first found out, but I ended up getting it down back to normal well before birthday. So again, I had no fears or worries or concerns at all. So yeah, come Sunday, I was just like, okay, cool. I'm just going to prepare to go in early Monday morning just to make sure my baby's fine, even though there was still no fear or worry or concern in me. So one of the things that I know for sure, besides the stress, that could have been the issue was activating those hormones that help progress labor. And one of them is oxytocin. So that could be touch or just feeling good, period, or feeling the love. And like I said, I wasn't really feeling baby daddy. So, it wasn't really no like touch, or it was an emotional disconnection at the time. And so I was just like, look, we got to get something going type shit. So what I ended up doing was using the rose. And I'm not really into, the plastics and stuff. I'm not going to lie. But I'm grateful that I had been gifted the rose. You feel me? Because 11:30, 12, I had used the rose, and then I tried to lay down and go to sleep. That wasn't going to happen at all, because literally an hour and a half later, I was texting my best friend, girl, she here. So I'm grateful that I didn't have to go into the institution. I'm grateful that I affirmed and spoke with my baby, like, baby girl, please come before Monday so we don't have to go in to these people and they mess with us and mess with our flow, right? So that's why it's very important to also speak and talk to your baby, like communicate with your baby from the time you find out to the time you push that baby out, okay? So yeah, after it literally took an hour and a half, got, shit going with that rose, and she came in that 1 o'clock hour. Pretty, I'm gonna say pretty fast. That was like what, 2-hour labor, hour and a half, 2 hours, before stuff started really picking up, and I could feel the intensity actually being consistent. So yeah, it was definitely a little more difficult. I feel like because I didn't have enough time to like actually prepare my body for the labor and delivery. So pushing was a little more difficult this time compared to my third pregnancy. I feel like I experienced the fetal ejection whatever the R stands for. I forgot. But yeah, I feel like I experienced easier pushing stage with my third because I definitely prepared intentionally the whole entire pregnancy. With this pregnancy, I only had 3 or 4 months to prepare, and I honestly still didn't do that much as I know I did with my third. But yeah, so it wasn't complicated, which is exactly what I asked for. I always affirm for pain-free, complication-free, tear-free births, and it works. So mamas just know. I'm gonna leave a link down below for some birth affirmations that you can download for free. So y'all can get into it and really be connected to y'all's birth, and get at least get a chance to experience the birth that you prefer. So yeah, she came out healthy, of course. All my children come out healthy, beautiful. She's my twin. So yeah, I was extremely excited that my big babies were there. They got to experience it. And honestly, me looking back at them at one point in time kind of gave me the strength, the extra strength that I needed to push and get her out. So yeah, that is birth story number 4. And I would love to hear y'all's experiences with y'all first or y'all 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th child in the comments below. So until then, I'll see y'all next time.